And thank you all for taking the time to be here today. As Tyler said, some mixed emotions, some bittersweet, but at the end of the process, the end of a very rewarding and happy experience. What a wonderful time, time that will be remembered forever. And what I will take with it is a sense of gratitude to the people at the University of South Alabama and to those that came before me and us in various roles here and elsewhere that allowed me to advance professionally and opened doors for me and mentored me, much too numerous to name, but will always be remembered in my heart and in my wife's heart. So nothing but gratitude and thanks, great memories, and very excited and happy about the future.
Questions from the media?
After 17 years, why now? Why are you retiring now?
A collision of circumstances, some personal, some professional, a bit of a feel, if you will, about what is the right time and why. And this has been in the air for a little while, and discussions broached with President Bonner for a few weeks. And we had tremendous discussion about the possibilities and discussions with my wife, Tina, and family members and friends in a very small circle. And it came to a point to where either we need to commit for another year or two or three, or we need to withdraw. And that decision had a little anxiety and sleepless nights to it, but when the decision was made, it was an overwhelming sense of joy and happiness and clarity. Once, when it's unclear, that's when you have the anxiety, but then when it's clear what the path ahead holds, there was great peace to that.
Getting the football team on campus, I know something you're really proud of. Could you just kind of reflect on that process and how things have gone since you were able to help make that happen?
Yeah, we knew, President Moulton knew, those in university administration and governance, the board of trustees, I believe all knew and believed quietly, if you will, that the day to bring football to campus was a must. It wasn't a desire, but that day needed to happen. And when we were allowed to start to, President Waldrop initiated a group to really begin to study the financial feasibility, the potential locations on campus, the complexities of a football stadium interacting with the campus community from a lot of aspects, and a group of people that started to visit other stadiums, really grind down on the financial projections to make sure they were prudent and not from the heart. And we gained momentum. We found some financial resources that helped make it happen. And to be able to push the button in summer of 2018 and put that shovel in the ground right over here in the northeast corner, that was a pretty fun experience. And not just simply a football stadium, but a piece to the continued evolution of the University of South Alabama. Its perception, its student life, an unquestionable commitment to not just the football program, but to athletics, and a commitment that started at the top with the Board of Trustees and ran through the president and into the vice presidents that were involved in that process. And I could mention so many people but I'm going to mention one, and his name is Randy Moon, who is no longer with us, but he oversaw our facility division, and he was the builder of this building. And it's a unique story that maybe needs to be told over and over again, but he was the logistical reason that this facility became a reality. And that is why his name is on gate number 4, the Randy Moon Memorial Gate. Tremendous man, great guy, workhorse, and he literally coordinated the entire construction of this structure.
To go from blueprints and designs in your office to walk in here and see it now, what was that timeline like for you?
Fun, a bit nerve-wracking, because very seldom does a group of people get a chance for a FBS football stadium to be built to completion from scratch. You know, many football stadiums in the nation have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 20. You know, the core of many stadiums are 120 years old, and they're just added on to. And we had a great opportunity to build it from scratch, and we knew that. And so we were conscious to take advantage the best we could in anticipating customer behavior and consumer behavior, and build it right from the beginning, with the anticipation and opportunity for growth when those opportunities presented themselves. And so it was a fun adventure, but it did come with, we get one at bat here, and we can't swing and miss. And I think through the good work of a lot of people, we hit it out of the ballpark pretty well.
Success in college athletics, excuse me, has always been about money to a certain extent, but maybe it's more about money now than it ever has been.
Yeah.
How different is this job now from when you started? Much more challenging is it now?
It is. It's similar in a way where you know what you have to do, but the way of doing it does present financial strain and adjusting of priorities. In order to drive the train, you got to put money into the train. But at the same time, all of us, anybody in this industry, I think, needs to maintain focus on what really matters. And we are an educational institution. We are here to serve our student athletes. They need to progress towards a degree. Regardless what the climate says and the movement says, these young adults need college degrees. We need to operate in a way in which people can be proud. We got to be good people, and we need to compete. We need to compete with our peers for conference championships. We need to pursue postseason opportunities as deeply as we can go. And the reality of that today is we've got to participate in a competitive way in revenue share and name, image, and likeness. So yeah, the shift of focus changes a bit, but I don't think you ever can lose embracing the core principles of what really matter.
What made this the right place for you?
I wrote a letter looking for a graduate assistant coaching opportunity. I was at University of the Pacific in California as an assistant baseball coach, and had a great experience there. And back before the internet, I'm old, I wrote letters to about 50 institutions, head coaches throughout the country that I had an interest in, and introduced myself. This is my resume. I'm looking for a pathway to a master's degree, but I'd love to coach baseball at your institution if that opportunity is available. And I received written letters back from 3 institutions, and one happened to be from a guy named Steve Kittrell, who was coming off a year where they led the nation in stolen bases. Lance Johnson, Luis Gonzalez, and before I knew it, I was driving my truck from Stockton, California to Mobile, Alabama, and pulled up on Old Shell Road when it was still a 2-lane highway, and we were playing in an old wooden stadium, and literally got out of the truck and through batting practice. Just walked right out on the mound, shook Kit's hand, and through batting practice. I don't know if that was within the rules or not. And within a very short period of time, this place just grabbed me. And the university, the people I was associating with, that coaching staff, the faculty in the College of Education and HPELS, and it grabbed me. And I really like it. I not just like it, but I respect it. And so there was some opportunities to go and come back. And it was during that time that I always wanted to teach and coach. That was a done deal. Then, okay, I have an opportunity to be a college coach. Great. And then I noticed this administrative stuff and learned more about that, and it became obvious that someday I want to coach some more, I want to teach some more, but that AD thing, I think that's my target. And then when I left and came back and left again, and when I was AD at North Alabama, Southeastern Louisiana, when the phone rang, I was staggered. You know, it's excuse me, sorry, I'm trying to make it through without, but it's one thing to say you want to be an AD. It's one thing to say you want to be a Division I AD. It is a whole different thing to say I want to be an AD there. Right there. That's where I want to be. And that happened. And that is something that I don't know if I deserved, but they gave me a shot. And oh, gee, I mean, when I say dream come true, it is a literal dream come true. And to be provided that opportunity that comes with expectations that you got to perform, that drove it even deeper. And so it's been nothing but a love story between me, my wife Tina, and this university for our time here. And that's really cool. I mean, how fortunate is that? You know, that to really get the job you dream of, and hopefully nudge it down the road some, and be surrounded by great people. You know, heck, it can't get better than that.
What do you hope your legacy is here? A reputable, clean program guided by values and principles that served its student athletes well, changed lives, enhanced lives, won championships along the way,
changed our profile from local, regional to more national along the way. Hiring administrators and professionals and coaches that do things the right way. And unquestionably connected to this campus community, and enhanced our relationships with academic departments, with the health system, with student life, with anybody and everything on this campus, and our community. I do think, I know that the city of Mobile and the community and region we serve views us differently today than 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And that's not a Joel Erdmann thing. That is a university thing. And that is through a larger circle of leadership than me, where the continued evolution of this university in all aspects is being noticed like it's never being noticed, and deserves to be noticed more.
How comfortable with the state of the program are you as you leave?
Very comfortable. I think, you can never quite win enough. And, you wish all 17 programs could win championships all in the same year, That'd be great. But you're always going to have some areas that need to shore up a little bit, some areas that need to sustain things a little longer. You might have some areas that need to rebound. But I believe we have a team of coaches, support staff, administrators who are all going in the same direction, and all understand what we're doing, and all understand that if we want what we say we want, if we really want it, we all got to run and run hard. And I think it's intensified now due to the state of the Sun Belt Conference. The Sun Belt Conference has always been a strong conference, but it has not been from top to bottom like it is today. And it is a furiously competitive conference, and in specific sports, it is wild good, and nationally known as not good but great. And so we got to keep our game up, and we got to keep fighting the fight to stay among the elite in the league.
What's it going to be like to come to a game with no responsibility?
I can't wait. It's going to be weird. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to it. And I'll probably go sit in the corner somewhere, I do have seats, but I don't know if I'll be able to sit in them. But no, things are going to be great. And the team that runs this place are going to continue to do what they do, and they're going to do it really well. And but yeah, I am interested to see what it's going to feel like to walk in with shorts and a untucked polo shirt and a cap and go watch a game and cheer for the Jags.
For as long as you've been doing this and the way athletics has changed, what advice do you have for the next person that's going to be in your seat?
Make sure you love it. And I really mean that word, love. I mean, it is an amazingly, as I said, a rewarding occupation. It's a rewarding job. And it does have its peaks and valleys, and it does have its challenges.
that include being, you know, publicly scrutinized. That's part of the deal. You know, that's what we know that going in. And, but you got to bring your A game every day because you expect others to bring your A game every day, regardless of the circumstance. And in order to do that, if you don't deeply love what you do, you're not going to be able to sustain that. It's not a pastime. It's not a job. It's not a position. It's a calling, and there's a real significant difference to that. And so I just, and if you love it, you're going to have fun. And if you love it and have fun, you're not going to work. You're just going to do what you love doing.
So what are you gonna do first once you are a man without a job?
I'm going to grab my wife's hand and I'm going to say, what do you want to do? That's true. And there's already a list. So I think it's pretty fair to say that our first 12 to 18 months are kind of accounted for, maybe not in perfect chronological order, but there's going to be some traveling in there. There's going to be some personal time in there. I think it will be obvious. It'll be unique to wake up and, you know, having to wind down and pull back and let life breathe is going to take a little bit of adapting. But I'll get used to it, and there will be some golf in there, and some family time in there, and if after a year or two, if I'm restless, you know, maybe we'll find something to do. But I'm really, you know, I'm really looking forward to some time to ourselves.